Thank you. Hi, everybody. I also have been lovingly coined Anita the Passionista. And my clients have actually branded me that over the years. And why is that? Because I am so passionate to be here and honored to talk to you about what it is that lights me up. And that's helping you be a passion-powered leader. Now, what does passion have to do with leading? What? Everything, yes! Let's give her a hand! Woo! If I had a prize, I'd give it to you right now.
She already won.
That's it. Absolutely. And what is your name? Karen, thank you. Yes, passion is everything. See, passion is an intense emotion. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. All right, it is about really being overly enthusiastic about something or someone. All right, enthusiasm, what you bring with you every day with every person that you meet and interact with. Yes? Would you want some of that today?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to invite you to participate in this session with me because this is a conversation. How many people does it take to have a conversation? Well, in this case, it's 1 plus 50 or so. All right. So, yes, I invite you to engage with me in this conversation. So, let me share with you an interesting story. It just happened yesterday. My 17-year-old, how many of you have one of those? Okay, even if you don't have a 17-year-old, you probably can relate to this. So she comes home, and I always ask the question, how was your day? I usually get, fine, right? Fine. Yesterday was interesting. She says, Mom, I noticed my classes are getting really boring. I'm like, really? What's going on? She goes, all the teachers are doing doing the same thing every day. It's like Monday they do this, Tuesday do that, and so on. She goes, except my history teacher. I go, wow, what makes him so different? What do you think she said? Yes, Mom, he's so passionate about history, and he's so young. He's not old like you. He's young, and he really lights up the conversation about history. Now, I was just so excited that she was so excited. And I went, wow, that's really good. She goes, I really look forward to that class. And she's actually having amazing grades in history. I can't say I did, right? So if passion can motivate students, what will it do for your teams, your workplace, right? Would you like some of that energy? Mm-hmm. Yes. Who gets to bring that energy to the workplace?
You do.
All your hands go up. All your hands go up. Every single one of you. Because passion, as I'm sure you've heard today, starts where? With you, right? With you within. As a passion-powered leader, my framework for coaching leaders, either on a one-on-one basis or in group coaching, has a framework of 4 critical areas. One is passionate leadership, plus powerful communication, plus productive teams, leads to profitable results. That's it. It's that simple. And then there are some specific actions you take within that framework. As a passionate leader, it really begins with your willingness and your commitment to love being of service. Really loving to serve others. So I'm going to be real straight with you. If you don't love serving others, then you've got a lot of own work to do, I call it. Some real spiritual own work to do, okay? It has to start there. The other actions are around engaging authentically. Will the real you show up to work? Please, only the real you. I work with clients who often struggle with being one way at work and a different way at home. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy. Will the real you please come to work? Then we want to encourage you as a passion-powered leader to appreciate sincerely, appreciate every single one of the team members that you have and that you interact with. Appreciate. Then in I'm spelling out the word leader, by the way. D is demonstrate the core values that are really meaningful to you. Okay? I have leaders who probably demand their people to come to work on time. How many of you heard that before? Guess who has to be the first one to show up on time? The passion-powered leader. Exactly. So demonstrate those core values. And then embrace team spirit. And then be that leader that reinforces the goals and expectations that you want. How many of you have ever come across somebody who might be unmotivated or a little checked out at work? Anybody? Sometimes it might even be you and me. Yes? Okay, you're not alone. See, the Gallup research states that there are 34% of American workers that are actively engaged, meaning they bring that emotional connection to their work and love what they do and probably even love their leader. So what does that say for the rest? We've got a lot of work to do to raise those employee engagement numbers. And guess who has the power to make that difference?
We do.
Yes. You, as the passion-powered leader, you get to make the difference. In fact, another statistic says that 70% of the variance in these numbers comes from the manager or the leader. So I'd like to invite you to kind of, focus with me in this session in one element of a passion-powered leader, which is our powerful conversation, which means engaging authentically with your teams. Would you be up for that? Yes. Okay, great. Let me just start by also saying I had the honor and the pleasure of being coached and mentored by the late Judith E. Glazer. You know her? Excellent. She's the author of the book called Conversational Intelligence. Very powerful book and very powerful lady. God bless her. Rest in peace. In her 30 years of research, she discovered that to get to the next level of greatness depends on the quality of your culture, which depends on the quality of your relationships, which also depends on the quality of your conversations. Everything happens through conversation. Say that with me. Everything happens through conversation. Yes, absolutely. Okay, see, conversations have a way of turning people on or turning people off. Okay? And we are wired to, of course, experience that even in our own chemical makeup, right? And everything is based on brain science around how this really impacts the relationships that we have. So, I'd like to share with you a story about a client that I had the privilege of working with on a one-on-one basis. He's a senior leader, manages and leads about 50 people in his team. When we started our coaching journey together, he says, well, I asked first, what would you like to focus on to help you become a better leader? He says, I don't know what's going on with my team. When we are in our team meetings, only a few people ever speak up. How many of you can relate to that? Only a few people speak up. I don't know. I keep asking for ideas. I keep asking for collaboration. I keep doing this and that. Struggling. And you could tell he was sincerely, just hurting by that situation. So then he says, I'd like to invite you to come to our group meeting and observe and provide feedback. I said, okay, great. So now, before I share with you the results of that meeting, I want to invite you to participate in an exercise. In this exercise, you just might get the clue as to what I observed. Would you all be willing? Yes. Okay. In this exercise, you will find a partner to have a conversation. All right? So hopefully, each of you are positioned where you can speak with someone. Okay? Anybody outnumbered or odd-numbered? All right, I think we're good. Okay, so let me share with you first what you're going to talk about. So you're going to turn to your partner, and guess what? You've been given the opportunity to collaborate and brainstorm the location to have a leadership retreat. No holds barred, no money. I mean, there's no budget on the money. Okay? You get to really be creative. In the first conversation, listen up for this. In the first conversation that you're going to have, you're going to share ideas. The first person will say, I think we should go to California. The next person is going to say, yes, but California is having too many wildfires, or maybe even earthquakes. Okay? And then you're going to go for about a minute, keep talking back and forth, but the only way you can respond is with a yes, but. Got it? All right, I'm going to let you have that conversation real quick. All right, go for it. I'll stop you. Find a partner. Where would you like to go?
When he says, I think we should have it here, and I go, yes, but then does
you give another
yes,
idea.
But,
If he said the idea, you're saying yes, but. Okay, and then back and forth. Okay? Okay. Come on back. Come on back. I love the engagement. I love the engagement. Okay, I have a question for you before we go on to our second round of conversation where we'll switch it up a little bit. What's one word that you could describe this type of conversation? How did it feel? One word. Negative. What else? Offensive? Defensive. What was? Say that again. Never ending. Okay. Non-productive. Yes. What else? Exhausting. What did you say?
No, I said that's a good one.
Oh, what was that man back there? Participate. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Not fun, right? No results? Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you. Argumentative is another one. Okay. Now you're going to have the same conversation. This time, you're going to switch your response to that person's idea with a yes and. Ready? Go. Yep. I love it. I love the giggles, the engagement. You can just feel the difference of the energy in this room already. So what are some words? How did you feel in this conversation? Energized. What else? Happy. What else? It flows. Yes. What else? Engaging and fun and exciting. Oh my gosh. What? Possibilities. Yes, absolutely possibility.
It changed our body language and our, comfort.
It does, absolutely. What does that have to say for the power of the words that we choose, right? Now I ask you, going back to my story with my client that I've been coaching, what do you think I observed? Yes. He had no idea that his big butt was getting in the way. He had no idea. And I could just see the energy in the room every time it was, yes, but we've done that before. How many of you heard that? Yes, but we don't have a budget for that. Yes, but it'll never work. We've had so many people try that before. What do you think was happening to the majority of his team? Yes. Exactly. All right? What he wanted, his intention, was to encourage collaboration, innovation, creativity. Don't you all want that? Yes. What he was getting was not that, right? The intention of what he really wanted was collaboration was not matching the outcome. Now, it took some coaching for him to start practicing how to get that big butt out, right? Because those little words make a huge difference. That B-U-T, I love you, but, is that going to fly at home? No, it is not going to fly at home. Okay, and yet, from this point forward, if there's anything you leave here with today, is a higher level of your own self-awareness on how much your butt is in the way. Whether it's with your children, whether it's with your husband, or your teammates here at school, at work, it impacts everywhere. If you can replace the but with an and, you will be raising the level of engagement, the level of passion, not only at home, but also at work. And that really makes a huge difference. Now, I love this exercise, and it's not mine. It's not mine. It really comes from the improv comedy world. How many of you love going to improv comedy clubs? Love it, love it, love it. I love it because they use the yes and technique to really create amazing stories right on the spot, because they're playing off of everyone else's ideas. Imagine that working in the workplace, right? That's just going to raise your level of leadership tenfold. The improv shows, I should say the actors in the improv comedy shows, they're not addicted to being right. They are not addicted to being right. And I'll say it again. They are not addicted to being right about their idea. And that's what it also takes to be a passion-powered leader. Not to really be aware and do the work that's necessary to be aware of your own blind spots that could be getting in the way. Very powerful stuff. Absolutely. Now, do we have time for another quick exercise? I don't see any. Okay. Okay, great. So if this was the power of words, the next skill area that I'd like to play with is in the power of the conversations that you have. So now I'm going to ask you, with your partner, have a conversation to get to know each other, especially if you don't know each other, right? Get to know each other. Except this time, you're going to get to know each other only using closed-ended questions. What's a closed-ended question? Only yes or no. That's it. Just yes or no. Okay? All right, so go ahead. Have a quick conversation, get to know each other, ask questions that are only going to give you a yes or no. Go for it. Only yes or no. Okay, come on back. Come on back. All right, so my question to you then is, how did this conversation go? Awkward. What was this? Empty.
Right, because we wanted to say more.
Yes, you want to. You wanted to know more. What else? You do, right? You do. Okay. Yes. What else? Back here? Intrusive. Okay. Sometimes it might feel intrusive. All right. I get that. A little frustrating. Yes. Okay. Guess what happens? I get this all the time with this exercise. All right. It's almost like imagine yourself dating for your for your spouse or your partner in life, just asking those kind of closed-ended questions, okay? Now notice when you leave this session how often you are asking yes or no questions, intending this long response. But what, especially when you ask your teenagers, yes. Right. That's actually where I first realized, oh, I am not getting what I want to hear from my kids. Because I was saying, did you have a good day? Yep.
And then I'm like,
Did you eat? Yep. Exactly. Exactly. What is your name? Nina. Nina just said the way to open that engagement level at home and at work is to be very aware of the type of questions you are asking. It would sound like, tell me about your day. You might want to follow it up with, what was most interesting for you today? What did you learn today that was so enlightening? Okay. They'll say nothing. You got to keep trying, right? That's a yes or no. Yes or no. So which question, ladies and gentlemen, is going to get you the power of true engagement and connection at both an emotional and, well, I'd rather say heart-centered versus head? Open. So ask the questions, what, where, how, when, tell me. Okay, somebody said why. Why didn't I say that? Yes, exactly. So here's the caution. Although why is in that category of open-ended questions, I would caution you to just tread lightly with whys. Once you've developed the relationship and the trust level is up, then it might be appropriate to say why. Although now I've trained myself to turn it around and say, what was the reason for? Tell me, explain, yes, describe. Help me understand. There's always a way to avoid why, which is what my preference. Why and but you want to stay away from. Yes. So I wanted to give you an opportunity to just remind you of these two powerful skills that we often forget. I'm not saying anything new, right, buddy?
Right.
No. But what is it that happens as human beings? We get so busy in our lives, okay, and caught up in the tasks of all what we have to do, that we forget the simple things that really empowers us to be passionate leaders and raise those engagement levels in the workplace and raise the engagement levels in your home. Absolutely. It really gets in the way. So I wanted to also, bless you, I wanted to also express, and I'm sure you've heard it in this conference, it really makes a difference when you, the leader, is committed to doing the work to be better, to get better, okay? Or to learn new skills and try it on. If you're that type of person that I said earlier that is one way at work and a different way at home, okay? Think about that. Really reflect on what's the reason? There's so much energy to do that. Because authenticity is what really is going to make the difference. Being real with yourself so you can be real with others. But it does take courage. It takes courage to look within, to do what I said earlier about own work. It's not called homework for me. Well, if you're working with me as a passionate coach, it's own work for you to look within. And it does take courage and a commitment. And so I invite you to do one more activity with me. And that is this. Before you start the day, some of us may start with prayer, some of us may start with meditation. Whatever it is you do, at least spend 5 minutes just having a conversation with yourself. Ask yourself, what is the powerful intention I want to have today to be the best leader I can be? And then commit to doing 1 or 2 simple actions. Maybe it's getting rid of your buts. Maybe it's adding the ands. Maybe it's asking more open-ended questions. Maybe it's just simply listening. Maybe it's smiling. There are some people I see every day that could use a smile. And it doesn't cost you anything, right? Maybe it's eye contact. Really think about what you would be committing to for that day. You owe it to yourself. Okay? So that is your own work. Now here's your final activity. So I'd like you all to please stand up. This is your stretching part, right? Okay, thank you. I'd like you all to turn yourselves around. Yep. No hokey pokey. Turn yourself around. Okay, close your eyes. Everybody closed? Open them. Thank you. Raise your right hand, make a fist. Tap your chest 3 times. Awesome, thank you. You all follow instructions so well. Have a seat. Now, the next time you are asked, how was that session with Anita the Passionista? You can honestly say, she brought me to my feet, she turned me around, she opened my eyes, and she touched my heart. Thank you.